Well, we're getting ready to see another case, just like Shelley Luther, just like the Dallas salon owner Shelley Luther. We're seeing the same thing happen now with Karl Manke over in Michigan, okay? His barber shop also being unfairly targeted as well. The comparisons here are just it's incredible. It's incredible how similar these stories are. Karl Manke, I've talked about him before. He's making even more news now. This is the 77-year-old barber from Owasso, Michigan. He had his business closed for over a month. He was denied unemployment. He couldn't live anymore. He had to get back to work. He wasn't making any money whatsoever. He decided he was going to go ahead and defy Governor Gretchen Whitmer's order, who still, by the way, she's imposed all these draconian measures against her state. It's terrible. I mean, the people there were revolting. They're tired of what she's doing there in that state. I don't blame them one bit for what's happening there. He decided he was going to reopen his shop. That's exactly what he did. He went through all the proper, safety precautions, doing gloves, doing the masks, doing everything like that. I mean, this guy had opened up just this past weekend. He had a line. I mean, the line was insane to get in his place. He had people driving hours away just to get a haircut from him. The governor found out what was happening. They tried to get a temporary restraining order to get Karl to shut down his barbershop. They were unsuccessful in doing that. And then what do you know, at the end of business on Tuesday, just the other day, the governor, Gretchen Whitmer, stripped Karl Manke of his operating license to cut hair. Now, this was a travesty. Like I said, what took place here. This is going to end up in the courts. Here's what's really bad about this, too, as if there wasn't enough bad things about this already. They stripped his license away, but there was, there was no court. It didn't go to court. There was no trial. There was nothing like that. She just stripped it. Because she's being petty, she's being vindictive, because she doesn't like the fact that this guy's just trying to go to work and make a living for himself. But the governor of Michigan is saying that he is not allowed to do that because they've said that his business is a risk to public health. So he must close it down immediately. He said that was not going to happen. He says the only way they were going to get him out of his shop is if they dragged him out into the streets or Jesus himself walked into that shop and told him to cease operations for whatever reason. Now, Karl had addressed supporters that were just flooded outside of his barbershop on Monday, saying he was overwhelmed. He said, when I reopened, I thought I was just going to be in this alone, but the support has been so overwhelming for me. He says, I've been doing this for 59 years. 59 years. I'm 77 years old right now. He's like, what are they going to do? They're going to give me life in prison? He's like, I got one foot in the grave and I got another one on the banana peel. He says, as long as I have two hands, I'm going to cut hair because that's what I do. I cut hair. I'm going to continue to do that as long as I possibly can. He is being well represented. Now, trust me, this is going to end up in the courts, and he looks good for him. I mean, I know they stripped his operating license, but look what happened with Shelley Luther and how they put her in jail for, almost, they want her to serve a 7-day sentence. Thank God the Texas Supreme Court stepped in, the Texas Attorney General, and everybody else, all the other officials stepped in on her behalf to get her out of jail and then rescind that horrible thing in the first place about sending citizens to jail who don't comply with the governor's stay-at-home orders here. I see something similar like this happening in Michigan as well. Governor Whitmer is completely out of control. I don't know how she's able to hold her office. Something has to be done about this, though. We cannot just let these governors run wild with these types of measures. It's absolutely wrong. All my support, my prayers going out to Karl Manke, that everything is going to work out good on his behalf and that God is going to bless him in this. So let's be with him. Let's stand with him on this. I'll put more information on this in the description if you would like to check it out. You could also feel free to leave any comments down below. What do you think about what they're doing here with Karl Manke? And is Governor Whitmer, is she out of control? Does she need to go? Let me know. I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you. And I'll talk with you soon.